Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy again, coming at you straightforward and direct with another one like the other one, but just a little different. So, I have $1 million word. I think that this word is worth $1 million. If I could choose one word that's worth $1 million, it would be this word, right? And this word is called change. Okay. So, how important is change? And what type of changes have you made in your life? What type of changes have taken place in your life? So, you know, there's basically two types of changes. There's the changes that you have control over, and there's the changes that you don't have control over. And the changes that you don't have control over are changes involving other people, changes that other people make, and changes to the world around you, changes to the environment. Nature causes changes, right? So there's two type of changes. There's a change that you can cause, and there's the changes that's outside of your control. So the change that I'm speaking on right now specifically is the change that's within your control. So change is $1 million word because when you understand change and what change can do for you, right, on a proactive level, you understand that there's really no limits to how you can maneuver and navigate through the whole social arena, right? So, anytime you go anywhere, you have to be willing to make changes in order to adapt. So, no change, no adaptability, no adaptation. No adaptation, like how are you going to work it out? How are you going to survive in a new setting, a new climate, if you're not willing to change your ways in order to adapt to the way things are going on? So, either these things are going to change for you or you're going to change. Either these people that you associate with are going to change for you or you're going to change for them, right? Or it could be a mutual thing where, I change a little, they change, we're all changing and things have a tendency to work out, right? So change is important. Okay. So if you go into someone else's territory, a territory that does not belong to you, and you really don't fit in right here. I mean, the way you live, the way you do things, it's not the way they live, it's not the way they do things, okay? In order for you to work it out with them, you have to change your ways. You have to change your ways in order to adapt and make it work. You have to change the way that you're living, okay? And if you're not willing to do this, it's not gonna work out, okay? Because there's certain things that's etched in stone. But when people believe that what they're doing is right, right? Um, they won't negotiate it. If someone believes wholeheartedly that the way that they're living is right, they're not gonna negotiate. It's not up to debate, okay? Can't no one come into my place where I live and tell me that cleanliness is not important. Can't no one come into my place and tell me that the way I position my belongings is not correct. The way someone lives, how they position their stuff, that's a matter of preference. People can do whatever they want to do in their homes. And if you're in their home or you decide to live with them, you have to change your ways in order to adapt and work it out for them. Now, look, if you're not willing to change your ways, it's not going to work. Okay. And you're wasting your time and you're wasting that person's time. Look, just tell them, look, man, I am who I am. You know, I'm not willing to make the changes that I need in order to uh share this territory with you or share this space with you. So I'm gonna do it moving. I need my own space, okay, where I can be the dictator of my own space, where I can live the way I want to live. So people get it twisted. This is what people get it twisted, man. They think they assume that, you know, small stuff doesn't matter. in their mind, they view certain things as being small, and it's not small, man. Disrespect is disrespect. If someone feels disrespected, they feel disrespected. If you come into someone else's territory trying to boss them around and tell them what to do in their own space, in their own territory, that's disrespectful. If you go there, you know, not being clean, not being neat, throwing stuff around or acting like you own the joint. If you go there with a certain attitude and demeanor and you carry yourself like that, they're gonna feel disrespected. They're not gonna want you to be around. Okay. Um, Technically they're supposed to tell you one time, look, this is not how I live, this is how I live. And if you don't get it, the next move is you gotta go. Okay. Uh, there's people who are too lenient. They're too lenient, man. They give people too many chances, right? And there's people that deserve those chances, and there's people that don't. There comes a point in time when you have to realize that, okay, you know what? I've already told you too many times. You're not getting it. It's not going to work out. You got to leave. Why? Because this is my space. This is my home. You're living with me. Just like if I was in your space, in your home, and I was living with you, I would have to respect the way that you do things. Okay, so change is $1 million word. Now, I just gave you change on the domestic level, but change applies to everything. You have a star athlete coming out of college who's finna go play pro ball. He has to adapt to the team. The team is not finna adapt to him. He has to adapt to the team's offensive and defensive strategy. Okay. If it's basketball, he's playing offense and defense. So he has to adapt to the team's offensive and defensive strategy. He has to change the way he's doing things because the way he was doing it in college, he can't do it in the NBA. Okay. He has to change the way he's living because the way he was living in college, he can't live that way in the NBA. So he has to be willing to make these necessary changes in order to, hey, get this $1 million contract, get these $1 million endorsements, right? Uh, Pave his way to the Hall of Fame if he's that good, set himself up for complete success. He has to be willing to make changes in his life, okay? And he has to understand that change is a part of the game. If you go into a playoff situation and you know the game plan's not working. We worked on a game plan Monday through Friday and we planned on executing this plan Saturday night. But for some reason, our guys are not playing up to the potential, or there's these mismatches that we really can't do nothing about. You know, um, so we have to figure out what we're gonna do. That plan doesn't work. We need to make some changes. A lot of times, those changes is made at halftime. Go back to the drawing board, figure out what you're doing wrong, fix what you're doing wrong, fix it, okay, make those changes, move some people around, right? Change your strategy, and then let's see what happens the second half. Okay. And if you're still in it, you're still in it. Even if you lose the game and you're still in it, then it might need to be some changes you make as far as like who you decide who's going to start, who's going to be first string, second string, these changes need to be made. And sometimes the change is so drastic that you need a new head coach. Okay, that dude needs to leave. You need to put a new head coach in. So change, right? Change is a part of the game. So look, change is $1 million word. You know, uh, change will make you or break you, right? If you fail to make these necessary changes that you need to make in order to get along with the people in your life, you're gonna lose big time. Okay. When it's all said and done, you're the one that's going to lose because most people, like I said earlier, when it comes to their position on right and wrong, most people stand there. They don't really waver. Okay. There's certain things that's kind of etched in stone. Cleanliness is one of them. All right. Respect is another one. Okay. And if you can't do these things, you don't grasp that, you're going to have a hard road ahead of you. you know um Change is not hard, but a lot of times what prevents people from changing is they have too much pride. Okay. or it's either they have a lack of understanding, right? Or they understand, but they just refuse. Okay. And they refuse because they have pride, they're arrogant, or they refuse because, for other reasons. But regardless of the case, right, if you fail to change or make those necessary changes in your life, you will lose. And sometimes you will lose big time.